Powerful, amazing.
I sometimes refer to my hair as Jigglypuff.
Short and beautiful.
A mess.
Strong and dynamic.
Mine, uniquely mine, yeah.
I familiarize myself with braiding my hair. It represents who I am. It represents myself, it represents my identity. With weaves and wigs, that is that straight, long, silky, smooth, shiny kind of identity and idea and socialization and culture and so forth and so forth. When you have a mask on, you are almost perpetuating something else. When you take off that mask, you are faced with the resonance of who you are. I will never wear a lace wig or Brazilian. This year I've only had braids once, and I don't know when I'm going to have braids again, probably not for a long while, because as I said, I feel powerful in my hair.
Hair, again, is a costume. So it goes beyond just identity in terms of how you look or the presentation of your blackness. Depending on how my hair looks, when I walk into a room, I'll be treated a certain way. So when I have my little short hair that's uncombed, you will not believe how many people offer me weed when I have my natural hair out. I don't smoke weed, and it's always just like, how do you make such a very personal assumption about me just based on my hair, something that is so outward? The African aesthetic has become fashionable because capitalism has found ways to invest in it. The girl in Afro could be as colonized as the girl in the weave, because blackness, like we've seen over the years, is always commercialized. Everyone wants to look black, but no one wants to be black.
When you look at me, you're not looking at someone who you've known, how they are, how they act, and who you've come to know as your mother and your sister. I am a complete different breed of person, and until you can acknowledge that, you're not really seeing what I'm about or where I am or where I come from or who I am. Until you acknowledge us for who we think we are and who we collectively define ourselves as, you can't really define us. You can't really put a thing on it. That's one of the reasons why I moved personally away from Johannesburg. I felt like it was limiting me as maybe a black woman in the perception of what I'm supposed to have. And I felt like I wanted to go where I could go to nature and recall myself to myself and what I am as a black woman. I'm like, number one, we don't need to shave our legs all the time. Our hair is not that fucking rough. That is something we honestly don't need to do.
I grew up not relaxing my hair. My parents didn't teach me to relax my hair. I only started it now, when I was about probably 17. And then, so it's not something important to me to relax my kids' hair. So I'll just plait my kids' hair like the way I was taught. And because I think it's beautiful. To be honest, I love my afro. I've been loving it since growing up. It's just that our world has taught us this thing of westernizing ourselves. So now, relaxing our hair, I feel like it's being westernized. So it was just trying new things, not necessarily because I love relaxed hair. It tells people who Reboni is. It tells people that she's a confident woman and she can take on whatever that's thrown to her.
Unconditional self-love, I think, is something that I'm constantly trying to remind myself of. You know, we're born with these scalps, the plain land, and we just, it's the roots, it's the plantation, it's happening. It starts off really small, starts off as a stump, then you have leaves, you know what I mean? I think that's what's happening with our hair. It's nature literally blossoming on our scalps. So even when I don't like my hair, I will love it because it is, you know what I mean? It's me, it's here, it's there, you know what I mean? We've been conditioned to believe that the standard of beauty is the white woman. So anything that represents the white woman is considered beautiful. The long, slick hair is the white woman. The easy to comb or bun it up kind of thing is the white woman. It's social conditioning, and
It's powerful.
There's no need to make that comparison. The white woman is fine on her own, but so is the black woman. She's good enough on her own.
Fine with accepting my natural self. I don't think it didn't take a long time. It wasn't very hard because I have a mother who's very pro-black women and pro-being yourself. So it wasn't hard because you got that support. And my father especially, he said he's always loved us natural. All the time we did relaxer, he didn't understand why we were doing it and why we saw the beauty in relaxing your hair. So I kind of got encouraged and pushed in that direction. Detachment from worldly things and material things. Detachment from believing that in order for you to be beautiful or perceived to be beautiful, you need to add something on top of yourself, or you need to change something about yourself. But I don't think long hair is only associated to white people. I feel like when we grow our hair out, it can become long. It will take a longer time, it's a longer process, but still it will be long, you know what I mean? So length has nothing to do with white people or a different race. I feel like that's just if you decide to have short hair, it's a preference. If you decide to have long hair, it's a preference. If you are to go natural, it doesn't make sense that you would have a low self-esteem because you made that conscious decision of going natural. And clearly, you deciding to do that means that it adds to your character. It's something about building your identity. It's something about building your confidence and accepting and loving yourself for who you are. So it doesn't make sense to me that someone with natural hair would not be confident.